Good morning and welcome again to another edition of the Kitchings Table. Must mean it's Tuesday morning, and we're always happy to be with you each and every Tuesday morning for our next topic of importance. Joining me, as always, my co-host of the Kitchings Table, Ms. Ronleen Kennedy. Good morning, Ronleen.
Good morning, Earl.
And how are you doing today?
Great. I can't wait to talk about this lovely topic for today.
I see. I
It is
see.
everybody
Sound
in the
like
pocket, too.
Sound like you're really excited about talking about this particular topic. So that wouldn't mean you're hungry, would it?
No, it did made me think about how I wanted to start out my day.
I
So
see.
thank you so much for
I
bringing that
see.
to the forefront. Made me think about some things a little differently.
I see. Well, our topic for today is something that we're going to have some fun with today because everybody will enjoy this particular topic simply because it's something that we all enjoy on a day-to-day basis. That's right. Snacks. That's what we're going to talk about today, snacks. Now, Ronleen, when I was putting the content together for today's show, I came to realize that snacks in America are not snacks in other countries.
Ah,
Our snacks, no, they're not. They may fall under the same word, but when we talk about snacks, I think in general, we talk about the things we see on the screen. I think that's kind of what we see as snacks.
uh-huh.
And in other countries, their snacks a little bit more nutritional. They deal with natural things or things that are nutritional. I will say that nutritional things. Whereas I think our snacks are based on, tasting good and getting a good feeling from the way they taste. And when we talk about how those snacks are not only provided to us or manufactured, delivered to the marketplace, and how we get them and how we buy them in quantities, it makes a difference because if a snack in another country basically may be some nuts with some fruit, whereas we go to the big grocery store, and I mean big grocery store. I don't mean just a normal grocery store. When I say a big grocery store, I'm talking about places like Costco's and Sam's and BJ's because they have big containers and big quantities of these snacks. It's a difference. So when you look at the picture in the images here, when we talk about snacks, potato chips, when we talk about snacks, Doritos, when we talk about snacks, candies, cookies, sweet things, salty things. We look at the bulk that they produce these in. We look at the fact that they make them in variety packs. You can go to the store and get you a variety pack of chips. So you'll get four of these, four for potato chips, four Doritos, four Cheetos, and four something else. However they package them up. Same thing with cookies. They can be done in variety. They of course it's a variety pack of snacks. So uh, and then when we talk about the nutritional value of snacks compared from one country to another, I think when we talk about those in countries that don't have the production process that we have here in this country, and we talk about potato chips and Cheetos and Cheez-Its and all the things that you see on commercials that we call snacks. It's a little bit different. And, snacks have become a point of bribery for children. You want a child to do something, you tell them you're going to give them a snack. Now, if you give that child a snack and is some nuts and some fruit and like some maybe some celery and cheese, they're going to look at you real funny. Like, what? This is not a snack by American standards. This is not really a snack. And I think about how they provide snacks to children in schools, and it's a little bit different. Sometimes it's a little bit nutritional and a little bit just things that are just foods that are processed that provide you with a lot of calories, a lot of sugar sometimes. So it's a difference. So I'm asking you, Ronley, when we talk about snacks, when you talk about snacks or when you think about snacks, which one of these categories or which, I guess, which one of these umbrellas would you put what you think of as snacks when we say, well, we're going to have a snack?
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
being honest, I'm still with the Doritos, the Fritos, and the Cheetos, and occasionally the Snickers and the Reese's. So that's being honest. But in
Okay.
today's time of knowing better, it's like I can't put any of those things on my radar anymore.
Well, and part of that not putting it on the radar would be something called metabolism.
Yes.
Metabolism changes drastically after age 40. For some, it changes drastically after age 20. But when the metabolism does not break down food like it once did, and because you don't expend the energy, and that's the other thing about snacks for kids. Well, they're going to burn theirs off for the most part. They'll burn it off, and they're looking for another snack. When they get home, they're looking for another snack. When they get up in the morning, they're looking for a snack. I mean, it's unfortunate that uh, seeing children eat snacks on their way to school is a way of life for some of them. I mean, you can get you can take $1 and you can stop at the convenience store and buy you a drink and a bag of Doritos or whatever. And even though that might be filling to some degree, it's very temporary, short lived, just something to hold, as our parents used to say, our adults used to say, it'll just hold you over until you eat dinner or whatever. So this is the point of snacks that we're going to talk about today is not only the the variety of them, the nutritional value of them, but the fact that the location of where you can purchase these seem to be everywhere. I don't remember having as many convenience stores growing up. As a matter of fact, Ronleen, I think the one convenience store that we may have grown up with by name brand for the most part might have been 7-Eleven. I think that might have been the first convenience store by today's standards that we grew up with. Uh, you see mom and pop convenience stores have popped up throughout the neighborhoods. There were not so much a convenience store, but a confectionery store that would be in your neighborhood that someone may have an extra room built onto the side of the house. I remember there was a family, they had an extra room built to the side, or they took the carport of the garage and converted it into this confectionery. And understand, a confectionery and a convenience store are really, really different because you go to a confectionery, it's based on snacks. Okay. Don't look for any nutritional things. Um, Big plastic canisters of cookies, and I'm gonna call them out, Ronnie. 2 for a penny cookies. Yeah, she turned her head like, yeah, you called them out for 2 for a penny butter cookies, uh, uh, sweet cookies, honey buns, a drink, some chips, some annihilators, some Jolly Ranchers, man. You get that little small bag and they fill it up, and you give them a quarter, man. And from the time you get that bag till you get home, you are snacking away. I mean, you're just. Um, I remember going to school in the morning, or arriving at school, and this is not a sexist comment. This is just the way it was. Girls would have pickles in bags, and Ronline, I never understood the peppermint ball in the pickle. I never understood that. Never got that part. But I think for me, between that and for
Sour, sweet, and mint, baby.
yeah,
Something to
and
wake up the palate.
okay, and not only have you awakened the palate, you have awakened the smell senses,
Yes.
because that vinegar is very, very, very strong, especially first thing in the morning. And to see them just wreaking havoc on a dill pickle in the morning.
No, a kosher dill pickle.
No, these were just no. These were dill pickles. There weren't any coach when we were growing. One no kosher. It was just straight dill pickle.
Oh,
There was
okay.
no
That came
kosher
along
dill
in
pickle.
my time when it had
Yeah,
to be a
well, no
kosher dill.
kosher did. No, that's straight
Mhm.
dill pickle.
Okay.
Or or the one that really just annoyed my senses was for those who are in the black culture, pickle pig feet. Oh man, that just ugh, that aroma from that vinegar just, I don't know how they did it. I really don't. So uh, I was fortunate that I didn't have to worry about a snack getting to school in the morning, because I would be awakened early enough in the morning to have a small breakfast. Most mornings, 4 to 5 days, uh, hot breakfast. Cereal is not hot, but to even think about some snacks in the morning, no, that. But hey, if your palate gotta have it, your palate gotta have it. And like I said, a confectionery store was basically snacks. It was nothing nutritional in a confectionery store. There was just not going to be that. It's like something to maybe get you full, and that was it. That was it. And for those of us who remember those snack days, those were snacks back in the 60s and 70s. A little bit different now, a little bit more processed, but in trying to determine, what is the definition of a snack, I thought this was interesting, and a snack has been defined as we go through our online sites to find what a snack is defined as: a small portion of food generally eaten between meals, less than 200 calories, and this can vary, come in a variety of forms, including packaged snacks and other processed food, as well as fresh ingredients at home. So it varies. It varies. And again, snacks are those things that you have in between meals. So I guess if you needed something to hold you over between uh, leaving the house in the morning and going to school and lunch, yeah, you got you a snack. If there was a place to stop and get a snack on the way. Hey, Ronley, what about this? What about this? What about this? You and your girlfriend going to school, and you got a pickle. They didn't get a pickle. And what do they ask you? Can they have?
Can I have a piece?
Okay. And what piece do you break off for them? That first end of the pickle. You give them
Right.
that first end, and boy, they're happy. Or as we would do after we would have our sports practices, and leaving school and walking home, stop at that confectionery store. Man, let me tell you, nothing like some cookies and a 16-ounce RC cola.
Oh,
Yes, yes, yes. Now,
Did they put peanuts in
oh man, now see that's extra. Some
it?
folks don't know about putting the peanuts in the cola drinks. That's extra.
We
You
having
know,
fun, y'all. We just bringing it to you.
we just bringing it to you like it was and
Yeah.
how it was.
Mhm.
You take you if you get the peanuts, so you get a couple of cookies, you get a bag of peanuts, and you take the peanuts and put them in the drink, and let them fizz up a little bit, and you
That's
drink.
salt, baby. That's
Okay,
salt.
now
Mhm.
if you didn't get the peanuts, but you just got that small bag of cookies, maybe a couple of pieces of candy, like I said, Mary Jane's. Now ladies came late, but Mary Jane's
Cheeto
definitely was
stick.
one. The little individually packed, these like two for a penny. You get this stuff was two for a penny.
Yes.
Mary Jane's were a penny. I mean, man, a quarter would take you a long ways in a confectionery store. I mean, you start off with the drink, that might be 15 cents, and then the rest of it, two for a penny cookies. So let me see. You get 10 cookies for a nickel.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Now, here's the thing that was always interesting too with these snacks. Now, you walking home by yourself and you get the snack and the drink is one thing. But if you're walking home with a friend, you got to share. You got to share. And I know some people might say that's not sanitary. Hey, when you're a kid, it didn't matter. You got germs anyway. It's not going to matter. You got the germs anyway. It's not going to matter. Now, so you're walking home, you're eating it, you're sharing your cookies or whatever snacks you got in the bag, you're drinking your soda. But your friend asks you, and this is definitely probably a cultural thing, let me get that corner
Mm.
of that drink. Let me get that corner. Let me get that corner. Huh? You remember being asked that, Ron? Let me get that corner.
Yes, and it's
Huh?
like you can have it, baby, because I'm not
Hey,
drinking behind you.
okay. They didn't care,
Yeah.
and you already knew that, yeah, I'm gonna drink it, but I'm gonna say, hey, before you even ask, yeah, I'm gonna save you the corner.
Yes.
So let me just explain what the corner of a drink was. In a bottle, probably the last 2 to 3 ounces. That last little bit of a drink, that what we call that the corner. Like in a box, you got that corner. Save me that corner. That was just the last little bit. And man, well, you talking about connecting with and building friendships, boy, let me tell you, you know. So and then there would be times where you would have enough money for lunch at school, but you would save a little bit of that so you can buy your snacks after school. Now, being that I was involved in athletics, I don't know what the tradition was or how students who went home right after school would respond. I mean, because when you're walking home and there are a couple of places you can stop and get snacks, that's one thing. If you're on the bus, you may not be able to stop and buy a place where you can get snacks, but you might go out your way to walk four blocks away from where you're supposed to go home to go get those snacks before you get home. It was all kinds of things going on when we were growing up that dealt with it. But again, there were confectionery stores in our neighborhoods. Convenience stores were not really a part of it as we know them today. Uh, there were some grocery stores, and of course, in our neighborhoods here in Jacksonville, one of the most known grocery stores here in Jacksonville when we were growing up was a grocery store chain called Daylight.
Oh.
Daylight. Yeah. That was the name of the grocery store. Now, it wasn't the time, like they say, what time is daylight? No, that was the name of the grocery store. But
Mhm.
all these things, when we talk about them, have an impact on the intake of food to sustain us through short periods of time. And that's why we're talking about these snacks this morning, simply because in today's time, when we talk about convenience stores being in neighborhoods, when we talk about stores such as um, uh, 7-Elevens, I know it is a staple. That was probably the most known convenience store. But now, when we talk about convenience stores, they've taken on a whole new look because now we have stores such as Family Dollar and Dollar General that kind of taken uh, some of that steam away from the convenience stores as we knew them when we were growing up. I guess you could still call them the equivalent of a 7-Eleven. And now you have convenience stores that now somebody came up with, well, let's put a service station, because service stations used to be independent of convenience stores. And somebody thought about putting a few gas pumps at a convenience store. So now you got gas and snacks at these convenience stores now. So, but when we again, going back to just talking about the snacks and uh, potato chips, cookies, peanuts. I got one for you, Ronleen.
Okay.
The uh, in school machines that carried snacks. One in particular that comes to mind was the company, the Lance Cookie Company, that would have cookies and peanuts in their machines. I mean, vending machines, and vending machines is going to be a topic we talk on another day. That's
Okay.
a whole nother thing when we talk about vending machines. But Lance Cookie Company would make the salted crackers with the peanut butter in between. And now that I think about it, it's interesting because they had an orange colored cheese cookie, uh, was one. They had a light brown, which was called malted, which was one. Then they had one called Nicot, which was a sugary kind of cookie with peanut butter in between it. So if I had to guess, I would have to say the Lance Cookie Company probably had a good supply of peanuts so they could create the peanut butter that would go in their products. And then they would have the individual bags of peanuts. So, that machine would be four different things. And then as they got older with it, they start making the Oreo type cookies in either chocolate or vanilla. So you had about 5 different cookies, crackers with peanut butter or the white icing in the middle, but there was always that bag of peanuts. And that bag of peanuts, when you ripped it open and you had that Coca-Cola or RC Cola, you're gonna dump. I don't know who came up with that idea. I don't know if that was an accident, but man, it became a hit. It became a hit to put those peanuts in that cola drink and watch them fizz up and then float back up to the top and just be there. And you cola and peanuts. So, like you said, sugar and saltiness all together, and it made for a lovely treat.
Yeah, it was almost better than that milkshake.
Okay, that was something else. A milkshake that that a milkshake and hamburger. Those were special days of getting. You might call them a snack, but those were like special days, and you get that on special days. But day to day, so we talk about these snacks and how they've been used and processed, and you know I ran across types of snack foods, a list of snack foods, and it's got to be at least 40 of these things on there. And so we talked about the chips, we talked about the cookies, we talked about the crackers, we talked about the sweet things, donuts, snacks, granola bars is a snack, Jello is a snack. Ronleen, what was the name of that processed meat that was about 12 inches long that you used to enjoy? What was the name of that? Go ahead, give us a name now.
The Slim Jim.
A Slim Jim. Hey, give me a Slim Jim.
Had about
Yes,
10 of
indeed.
them. 10. I bought 10. They were like a dime. So share 5, 8, 5.
Wow. That was your dollar. Your dollar was gone, you know. So much for lunch. You
Ah,
bought 10 Slim Jims,
mhm,
you know. And the thing about it, when you get to high school, when you're changing classes, and you got that 5 minutes between classes, so you rush to your locker, man. You pull out that Slim Jim, you snack on that Slim Jim. You got a friend right there with you, you know, and you sharing, and then it's time to get to class. I mean, so yeah, Slim Jim was kind of like beef jerky, I guess, if you want to compare it to anything. So you had that, muffins, popcorn,
mhm.
popcorn,
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of popcorn, but yeah,
and popcorn is probably one of the more nutritional snacks that they make,
okay.
because popcorn does not have a lot of calories. It doesn't have a lot of fat. It's nutritional. I got one for you. I got one for you. Pork rinds.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, the pork rind.
that's
What
some
was
hot
the other name we called them back in the day, Ronleen? Not pork
skins,
rind,
baby. Give
huh?
me some skins. Give
Give
me
me
some
some
skins.
skins.
Hmm. Pour on that hot sauce and be ready.
What? What? They would pour the hot sauce on the skins. Oh
Hmm.
my goodness! Hot sauce pork rinds, we call them skins.
And
They
then we parents had a nerve to introduce to you cracklings, and then
Nah.
made the crackling cornbread.
Yeah, crackling cornbread is one thing. Crackling by itself, that stuff was like, man, you bite in it, it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, you didn't want that. You
No,
didn't want.
that stuff was hard.
Yeah, you didn't want that. So it's like, okay, can I have the skins, please?
Yeah, let me get the skins. Let me get the
Let's go back
skins.
to the. Let's go back to the bag.
Yeah, let's get the skins. So
Mhm.
another nutritional snack: rice cakes,
Mhm.
raisins, even pretzels are considered nutritional simply because they don't carry a lot of calories.
Okay.
Now, one of the snacks that has become a favorite, um, in the transition from baseball players to just the general public, was sunflower seeds,
Mm,
right?
right. And then when you say that, you talk about nutrition. One of the most nutritional seeds they told me about is pumpkin seeds.
Is that right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I have pumpkin seeds. I'm not a big fan of pumpkin. It,
Understood. But
uh,
that's most they when you talk about but when you were saying earlier about peanuts being valuable to your system,
yep,
they're saying that pumpkin is
right,
right there. Hmm.
right, right. Exactly,
So
exactly.
sunflower seeds, yes, I mean, it was nothing again to pop those seeds open, and I don't know, it's just like playing with a toy.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of pumpkin seed. Right, it just seemed like too much work. You
Yeah, I
know,
understand. That's why the
you know, you
sunflower seeds
you
were best.
you, you get the sunflower seeds and you put them in your hand. You kind of shake them up and throw them
Yeah,
in your mouth, and
yeah.
then you got to work on popping them, popping that shell off the seed so you can. It's like, man, that's just too much work. It's like, it's the same way I feel about eating boiled crabs. Just too
Understood.
much work. Okay, but yeah, sunflower seeds. Baseball players made that a hit. I guess like with bubble gum or chewing gum or tobacco, it's something that I don't know. It's this thing about baseball players and keeping something in their mouth. I don't. You can't do it in basketball. You can't do it in football because you're running constantly. But baseball, especially if you're not playing, you're sitting over there in that dugout, man, and you throwing back sunflower seeds, and you got that tobacco, that little chaw down here. That's not a snack. Just giving you some things. But now, um, one football player made eating Skittles during the course of a game his snack, and that was interesting. That during a game, he would come out the game. He was a running back. And he would come out the game and he would, toss some Skittles in his mouth, and I guess that was like a burst of sugar energy, and maybe that helped him run as hard as he did. Marshawn Lynch made that pretty popular, but then There's a commercial out now where you see two football players sitting on the sidelines and they're eating hardball, you know, the little gummy bears. So it's just interesting, and I think the palate, I think for the most part, Ron Lean, and you can help me out with this, the palate prefers sweet versus sour or salty any day.
True.
All right. We are here at the halfway point of our show this morning. This is the Kitchings Table. I'm your host, W. Earl Kitchings, along with Ron Lean Kennedy, my co-host. And today's topic, snacks. I want you to think about the snacks that you've had when you were growing up that you would share with friends, or you would look forward to after school or before school, and how you would make a meal out of them if you could or had to. Uh, Ronnie, can you think of any other sweets that come to mind when we talk about snacks that were something that really impacted our era of life as children and teenagers? Can you think of some other names of some sweets? One comes to mind. I'm gonna see if you come up with it, but this was a sweet treat.
Okay, so Chico sticks was one.
Chico sticks. Okay, Chico sticks. Okay.
Okay. The second one was those orange slices. The parents normally got those for you. It wasn't something that you went and chose for yourself. It was the parents that did that. Um,
Uh-huh.
those orange slices and had all of those sugar on it or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, donuts got introduced.
Hey, speaking of donuts, wasn't it interesting until they started doing it? It wasn't something that they marketed, but the centers of donuts became a marketable item.
Yes, the jelly donut.
No, the center of the whole donuts, they turned them into a snack. I mean, once they punched a hole in the donut, they
Oh,
took that and made it a
into
snack,
a snack.
something
Yeah.
they started selling, you know. And they didn't always used to do that, for a long time when they made the donuts, you didn't think about it. It's like, well, what happened to the piece in the middle? Well, they start selling those too. So now you can buy those,
The
I mean,
donut.
almost like a
Yeah.
nugget.
Oh, you call it donut nuggets? Okay, yeah, they call it donut holes.
Yeah,
Some
so you
area.
got those. But yeah, the jelly donut, I mean, man. But you still hadn't hit on the one I'm thinking about. So I'm gonna let you keep going.
The Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers were hard candies that you would just, man, those things were priceless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Jolly Ranchers. What else? Oh man, I can't get past the Jolly Ranchers.
All those candy snacks. I mean, Hershey bars, Mr. Good bar. Let's see what else. What other kind of
The
chocolate treats?
Snickers, as
Snickers,
yeah, mentioned Snickers. The and
Hershey Kisses,
right. Reese,
Three Musketeers.
yes, Reese's was it for me. Um,
Reese's was it for you?
yeah, I like that peanut butter cup.
Yeah,
The
you
next,
like that peanut butter and chocolate.
yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But
Um,
the snack I'm thinking about was called moon pie.
ah, yes,
A
yes,
moon
yes,
pie.
yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes.
Why don't you describe what a moon pie was, Ron Lean?
That so for me, a lot of people like that chocolate, but me, it was the golden brown one, with that center, that marshmallow center, and
Mm-hmm.
that hard cookie, well, the
Mm-hmm.
hard cookie on the
Yeah.
outside. Yes, and you bite
Yeah.
down into that like it was a sandwich.
Yes. Yes. That was something special. So they had like a chocolate covered one and what they call vanilla, but it looked kind of yellow looking, but they chocolate and vanilla. But hey, those moon pies, that marshmallow filling, oh my goodness.
Yes,
Mm, mm, mm.
yes, I
And
wouldn't guess that one. I wouldn't have guessed that one.
you wouldn't have
That
guessed that one? But that
yeah,
was something that was, hey, they make, even to today, they still make those.
yes, and
Okay.
we were talking earlier about the snacks that when I was looking at this thing today, I was like, messed up my morning.
Messed up your morning, eh?
Yes, because I was looking at some of them and that you had listed, and I was like, Earl, thank God for deliverance, because a lot of these I have been delivered from, and it's a few more to go. But yes, and moon pies was one of them that
Yeah. Oh
just
yeah.
got off my radar as of, I want to say, 4 years strong now. Haven't made it to my fifth anniversary yet, but 4 years
Okay.
strong. Uh,
Okay.
yes. So, but that marshmallow feeling.
I
Mm.
got another candy for you. What about a butternut?
Oh, so for me, that would be the Butterfinger.
Okay, there was Butterfinger, but there was also a candy when I was coming up called butternut.
Okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
think I remember that one. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
graduated once tasting that, maybe that's probably what graduated me to the Butterfinger.
Okay. I got another sweet treat, and this was probably one of the most popular sweet treats. And when I say sweet treats, this is like a bakery type item. You know,
Okay.
not a candy, not a cracker or cookie or peanut, but this is kind of a bakery type item. But it became probably the top bakery item sweet treat probably ever. I mean, and that's saying a lot when you say ever. Oh, that's when you talk about all the other things, donuts. Yeah, it probably it might rival donuts, but I mean, I'm talking about a snack. I'm talking about a snack that was in a cellophane package, and boy, when this particular treat came online, oh my goodness, it caused so many kids to just lose their mind. So, have you thought of it yet? I'm I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you a hint.
The only
Starts
thing
with a T. Starts with a T.
I was gonna say, a Twinkie.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Tell people what a Twinkie is, Ronline.
Again, that's that little feeling piece, man. It can come in. So for me, it came into a cream feeling. Um, and it was like a if you could imagine a fruit roll up, but it was in a bread type thing, or maybe you want to say uh, cinnamon roll, maybe type thing, but it had a filling in between.
It's like a cake.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
mean,
cake.
it was yeah, it was something to behold.
So Ronline, how did they get
The center,
the filling in there? How did they get that in there?
I'm imagining they had to roll that cake, baby, with the
You think
filling.
so?
Yeah, they had to lay that thing out and roll it. Is that not how it was done?
I think they injected that filling in that cake.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. So here's where your expertise come in at. I was listening to you do a talk one day, how things were made. So they laid it out, or how did they do? They just or put it in a roll form, and then put the filling in.
Well, they had to bake it
Mm-hmm. That's why probably why it was thin, so that it can be rolled, right?
for a Twinkie.
Yes.
Well, Twinkie was like a little short tube.
Mm-hmm.
It was round in shape. So that would be an interesting thing to see them making Twinkies because it's a cake with some type of like a whipped cream
Filling, yeah.
filling.
Mm-hmm.
So to bake a cake and then get that filling in there, that took some real ingenuity.
Yes, and then to put that chocolate icing around it.
If you got one that way, but the Twinkies were man, they were just special. I mean, talking about getting a sugar rush. Oh my goodness. But you could eat two or three of those. I mean, they used to come two in a pack. No, they went from two in a pack, and then
Let me see. Did you lay Twinkies out in this
no, I
in
don't think I
picture?
put Twinkies in there. No,
Okay. Uh huh.
but Twinkies were I think there were two types. There was one that was rolled where they inject, and there was another one where they took the cake and then they put the icing on top. They injected the filling, but they still they had three different icings they would put on top. So it was two types of Twinkies. The first one I thought about were kind of the round ones with the filling injected, but then you talked about having the cake with the icing on top and still have the injected filling. Either one, you know, either one, you're gonna become a diabetic if you get on that trail. I mean seriously. And and the sad part about it, Ron Lee, the manufacturers could care less about whether or not you became diabetic or not, or how it affected your nutritional body, whether it was nutritional. They didn't care. They didn't care. And it's like nobody told you to eat 2-3 Twinkies a day. Once a day, once every other day, one a week. But to just fill up, yeah, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. And yeah, you can forget that girlish figure. Now there is one that was called what they got called a yodel. And it might have been that cake that was laid out and they rolled it or wrapped it around. But still, if you got a cake and you got to bake the cake, how do you keep the icing from, either melting or whatever? I mean, that's the unique part about this thing, that getting that icing in the middle of a cake. I mean, I know how we get icing when we have a layered cake. I know how that works. You cook the cake, ice it, put another layer on, ice it. I get that, but we're talking about injecting filling in a cake. How do you do that? But that's what they did. Oh, you know what, Ronlene? The thing you were talking about, the Twinkie was the kind of rolled with the filling probably injected. What you were talking about was a snack called the zingers. The zingers icing across the top. They were called zingers. Same thing. They just found another way to make it happen, But all of these snacks are just things that are part of this whole snack food thing. And I know we've probably gotten off a little bit, but real quick before we get to your Black History moment, let me go through the top 10 snacks. The top 10 snacks that I found a list. I'm like, okay, so this was the top 10. The list was about 100, but this was the top 10. At number 10, Fritos.
Hey.
Okay, Fritos. At number 9, gummy bears.
Oh, yeah, now Jerome would kill me because that was his favorite.
Okay. Number 8, Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its. The little small cheese crackers.
Okay,
right?
That fell to 8. Okay.
Number 7, one of the most favorite candies of all time, M&M's.
Yes.
Plain or peanut. And they made the commercial. Now the M&M's talk to you.
I tell you which one's not to eat, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm a favorite of M&M's with peanuts.
Okay.
Number 6, Cheetos. Cheetos. No, not the puffs, the curls.
Okay.
Number 5, Goldfish.
Okay.
That's another one of those snacks that you bribe kids with. Number 4, your favorite, Ronlene, your all-time favorite. Number 4.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, baby.
There you go. At number 4, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Number 3, the company that came up with this particular chip, Pringles.
Oh, Pringles number 3. Okay.
Number 3, in the cans, the wavy looking chips that they put in the can, and they could cram all those Pringles in there. Number 2, the number 1 cookie in the world.
Oreos, baby. I know it's got Oreos.
Now what do you do with an Oreo, Ronlene? What do you do with an Oreo?
You pull that thing apart and you get to the center. You don't play around.
And if you don't pull it apart, what else can you do with it? You do what with it?
Dip it in your milk.
You dip it in your milk. Oreo. At number 1. Number 1 snack.
Better be Doritos.
Doritos, you got it. Doritos.
Yes.
Yes. So Those are the top 10 snacks of all time based on this particular list. I'm sure it changes with others, but as you can see, none of them are nutritional.
Yes, cause see the key word to this snack thing, it had to be 200 calories or less. And guess what, baby? Ain't none of those that.
America's not caring. Hey, we talk about calories and we talk about nutrition. Uh, I would guess that America does dieting more than any other country in the world simply because we got all these doggone snacks.
Hmm.
Anyway, take us into our Black History moment.
Hello. We're going to talk about, oh my goodness, this lady here, Dr. Teresa Doby, y'all. This lady has achieved as of 2023 not one doctorate, but two doctorate degrees. Uh, can we just, I just have to do a hand clap for her. Two doctorate degrees. One is from Walden University for healthcare administration. The second one is from McCormick Theological Seminary, which she has received her doctorates in ministry. And here's what I want to say about putting those two things together. I started out in the healthcare administration program with University of North Florida, and let me tell you, um, those courses are no joke. But you need to know something about this healthcare situation that we're in, because we're in a healthcare crisis. So I'm so glad that she earned her degree as a doctor in that field, in that industry, and then to be a doctorate, have a doctorate in ministry. I mean, that's to me is phenomenal. Now, what's so significant about all of this? This woman had to defend her dissertation 6 times. Okay. And Earl, as you know, just what your son just went through of trying to defend his paper, that's some work. And she did that. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for her financially. It wasn't easy for her where her family was concerned. You know, she's lost people along the way in these 6 years. And that's the thing, she did it in 6 years. So, we're talking about being an inspiration. This woman is it. And so, our hat goes off to Dr. Teresa A. Doby. Um, she's going to be one to watch. There's a lot of things that she has done already. And I'm just looking for many more things to come from her in these two fields. So thank you so much for allowing us to bring her to you on the Kitchings Table. Earl, I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, well, Dr. Doby, kudos to you, ma'am, for getting your doctorate, two doctorates in 6 years. That's a lot of dedication, focus, commitment, sacrifice. I would say sacrifice and commitment are the two things that she did. So, congratulations to her. And we just know that we need more individuals like her to pursue their dreams and make their dreams happen. And then once you get your dream and you've got those degrees, put them to use so that we can continue to educate our young people, inspire and motivate them to want to earn these extra degrees because they're important from a couple of aspects. One is from being knowledgeable. Second is to be able to write papers and write books about things that are factual and historical. So we must continue to have that happen. And Ronleen, a lot of young people are doing this particular thing. They're getting their extra degrees. We just don't hear about them as much as we need to. So thank you for bringing that to us today. And please continue to bring us more insight and information about Black Americans who have made contribution and are making contributions in our world and society today. Thank you again.
Yes.
Well, we're
Um,
snacked out.
and actually, I'm going to see if we can get Dr. Rockman Johnson back, who was on our show before. He just received his doctorates last year in philosophy. So
Okay.
uh, I would love to. He's now the city council here in Jacksonville, Florida, and along the way he finished out his dissertation and got it done, got it defended and done. So kudos off to him as well.
Okay. Well, Ron Lee, we're snacked out for the day. Okay.
Yes.
So,
We done gave y'all your treats for the
all right.
day.
So we won't be upset with you if you go get you a Slim Jim. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be
It
mad.
won't be happening. Won't
Won't be
be.
happening. Okay. Well, that has been our show for today. We thank you for joining us here on the Kitchings Table. We hope that you join us next Tuesday morning and every Tuesday morning as we bring you topics of interest, things that may be important, things that may be fun. I think today was a fun day. We will be getting back to you with a future show dealing with vending machines and how that works. But until then, we've enjoyed it. So as we say always, join us next Tuesday morning. For my co-host, Ronleen Kennedy, I'm W. Earl Kitchings. And until next time, as we always say, do something good for somebody else today. Take care, everybody. Have a great week.